Who's gonna fight crime now? Robin?
You're goddamn right.
Since Batman is otherwise occupied, we're gonna have to rely on his companions to get the job done and judge them very harshly on their abilities. In this video, I'm gonna be ranking all of the Arkham characters, besides Batman. All 10 of them. My criteria for this ranking will be based on 3 things: how useful they are, how unique they are, and how much I like the character. Because it's my show, so fuck off. Just for consistency's sake, I'm gonna be using mostly footage from Arkham Knight, unless otherwise applicable.
I am.
You first meet Azrael in Arkham City because he's been stalking you the entire game. He gives you a prophecy saying that Batman will die defending Gotham or whatever, and that he should be the one to replace Batman after he's gone. Fast forward to Arkham Knight, and now Batman is willing to test Azrael to see if he's truly ready to carry on the mantle of Batman. When you finally get to play as Azrael, he's just an exact copy of Batman. He has all the same animations, attacks, specials, meaning when you press a button combination to perform a unique move like the weapon disarm or multi-ground takedown, and gadgets. And I hate this. Technically, this makes him the most useful character on this list since he can do everything that Batman can do. I remember playing Lego Batman on DS as a kid, and Azrael had a sword and fire and all that. Where's all that cool stuff? I've heard about Azrael Batman in the comics and he's more violent or whatever. Azrael in Arkham Knight just feels like wasted potential.
Joker.
Joker was the first ever alternate playable character in the series, and the only other character in Asylum. That being said, Asylum was the first game in the series, and therefore everything feels more clunky and limited, and that's how I would describe Joker. First of all, I don't know how he fights all the police force hand to hand like that. He would get his ass handed to him. Second of all, I don't know why he's flipping everywhere and flopping around like a damn fish. Joker only has 3 gadgets: gun, teeth, and wacky glasses. Gun is pretty useful because it's a one-shot kill, because it's a gun, but you only get 1 shot per round. Teeth is also pretty useful, acting as a mobile explosive. The glasses, on the other hand, suck ass, because Joker doesn't have a detective mode by default. He has to slowly stop and put on the glasses to use detective mode. When I attempted a stealth level, I discovered that for one, I'm very bad at Asylum.
Joker's down, take him in!
And also in Asylum, you can die from fall damage. Honestly, the worst thing about Joker is just that he's playable in Asylum. So he feels clunkier by default because that game was the first one. In the Arkham games, even from the very first one, Barbara Gordon has always been Oracle, Batman's tech support due to being shot and crippled by the Joker. So for some reason, in Arkham Knight, they decided to make an hour-long DLC campaign set before the first game when Barbara was still Batgirl. Unfortunately, once again, another character reuses all of Batman's specials and gadgets. This means Batgirl is one of the few characters other than Batman to have a weapon disarm in combat, which is extremely useful because it breaks shields. She also has a couple unique animations with her takedowns and counters, but she reuses a lot of Batman's animations, making her feel similar and bland in general. Her one unique thing is her hacking device. Batman and Robin both also have hacking devices, but she can do more things with hers in her campaign. Batgirl's campaign is fun from time to time, but other than that I don't really use her because she's just a lesser Batman. I guess we are talking about Batman in this video. Our first Arkham Origins character. This version of Bruce Wayne is set, I'm assuming, when he was being trained by the League of Assassins. The basic gist is that it's just a lesser version of Batman with ninja stuff. Instead of batarangs, he's got shurikens and a bunch of smoke bombs. He's also got the zip kick instead of the grappling hook, which first appeared with Robin in Arkham City. He reuses all of Batman's animations and only has a couple unique ones. He also only has one special move, that being a shuriken throw, which isn't super useful. He came with some unique ninja missions that I thought were pretty cool. In stealth, instead of using detective mode, he's got a concentration, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. For one, because he could just use concentration in the rest of the games instead of detective mode. And for two, if this is how it works, then how does it get disrupted by detective mode jammers? These things meant to disrupt technology are messing with his concentration? I'm sorry, what?
Alright, you know what? You're going back in the box.
Harley Quinn was added as DLC in Arkham Knight with her own short little campaign that's set before Arkham Knight, and Harley has to rescue Poison Ivy from the police station. Right off the bat, Harley's got her own crazy thing going on. First of all, her UI and detective mode graphics are unique, being red and all the text looks like it was scratched on with chalk or scratched on the wall like inmates in prisons do in the movies. Second, she talks during her gameplay. She'll make fun of all the enemies and talk to the voices in her head, and it can be quite funny sometimes. Third, she has a completely unique mechanic, that being her Mayhem mode, where she's faster and can do up to 4 instant takedowns. Unfortunately, it doesn't make her invincible, so in stealth I often get shot down, letting the power trip go to my head. Also, I hate to say it, but that's where the positives end. Harley reuses almost all of Catwoman and Batman's animations. Her only unique ones are for takedowns. I rarely find myself using her gadgets that often either. Only the snare trap because it can lead to an instant takedown in stealth. Harley is really bad at stealth. So, every other character in the series has a silent takedown where you sneak up behind your enemy and take them down quietly. Harley doesn't have this.
Asshole.
Every time she takes down an enemy, she does a loud takedown, and it alerts every enemy in the area. I'd consider myself a pretty big Harley Quinn fan, and I think lots of the things she has are pretty neat, but overall she feels undercooked and underdeveloped. Being the title character of the game or something like that, I had high hopes that Red Hood would get more attention than the other characters, but that isn't the case. He got his own DLC campaign, but it's probably the shortest of them all, being beatable in about 10 minutes. He reuses a mix of Batman's and Nightwing's animations, and he only has unique takedown animations. His detective vision is red, which is kinda unique, but not as cool as Harley's. One thing about all the Arkham Knight characters is none of them have new specials. He does have 2 new gadgets in Robin's zip kick though. He has a stun grenade with the unique ability to perform a beatdown from a distance. His other gadget is just straight up 2 guns. They are an instant KO and overpowered as hell. What I do like about Red Hood is, though, he feels like an in-between for Nightwing and Robin, since Jason Todd was Batman's second sidekick in between them. The only reason I put him above Harley Quinn is because his guns allow him to take care of most situations with little trouble, unlike her problems with stealth. Originally, I hated Nightwing. I was a super Tim Drake fan and would hate that Nightwing would appear in more things than him. Eventually, after watching Young Justice, I warmed up to Grayson and would now consider myself a Nightwing fan. Nightwing first appeared in Arkham City as just a one-off character with no lines or missions or nothing. In Night, he finally got a voice in a DLC mission. It's probably one of the better ones because I like the writing.
Sorry, boss. We're not getting you out of there anytime soon.
Why the bloody hell not?
'Cause we just got our asses kicked.
Oh, the newlyweds sent their regards, by the way. Miss Gordon Drake, I should say, was kind enough to send some pictures. The island retreat looks lovely.
Aw, my heart melts.
Oh, man, catch this.
Area secured, Lucius. Reconnect power to the elevator. Hey, boss! We're getting you out!
You are? Where's Nightwing?
Oh, he's right here. We thought you'd want to say hello.
Oh, I do. Sort of.
Nightwing has completely original animation, specials, and gadgets. One thing I feel they missed the mark with was his acrobatics. Nightwing is probably the greatest acrobat in all of DC Comics, and in these games he feels heavy and sloppy. One thing I will never ever get over is his stupid running animation and his even worse jumping animation. Why does he jump like that? All of his attacks are really flashy, but the problem is you can get hit in between Nightwing's animations because they're so slow. Nightwing is one of the characters that loses abilities from Arkham City. In that game he had batarangs along with the charisma sticks, and the batarangs are faster, so I don't know why they took him out of Arkham Knight. He also had a wrist dart, which wasn't super useful, but they were neat and added to the variety. I do like how his cocky personality is shown well through gameplay, with all of his animations. Overall, I enjoy Nightwing, but I just think the next characters are better. Leading up to the release of Arkham Origins, Deathstroke was hyped up to be this huge villain with a lot of importance and that he would be a crazy cool character. Then you play the game and... even after that, then you play as him and he reuses almost all of Robin's animations, and he doesn't have any DLC stories or maps or nothing, so why is he this high on the list? The stuff he does have is pretty fun and I like it a lot. He has a few original animations along with Robin's that mix it up a little bit. He's also one of the only characters with an original moveset to have a weapon disarm in combat. He borrows Robin's zip kick, but other than that he has his own gadgets. He's got a ballistic bow staff which acts as a makeshift batarang. He also has a stun grenade that leads well into his special attacks that take down every enemy instantly on the ground. He also has his remote claw, which is super powerful in stealth.
Drop that key.
You gotta. Had to come from somewhere. Think it came that way. I don't think we can.
Compared to some of the other characters on this list, Deathstroke isn't too crazy, but I don't know, I just like how the whole package fits together. Catwoman, like Deathstroke, was heavily advertised before the release of Arkham City, but I feel like she was handled way better. She was implemented throughout the story more, and you can even play as her in the story. Fast forward to Arkham Knight, where she's kidnapped by Riddler for half the game. Well, anyway, I think Catwoman is an amazing example of how to do an extra playable character. She has completely new everything: animations, gadgets, abilities, and specials. She even has new stealth maps designed around her. She has a new method of traversal where she jumps up walls and swings around with her whip, and it's super fun. She can stick to ceilings and take down enemies from above, and she flirts with the enemies, I guess.
Oh, you wouldn't hit a girl, would you? Any of you have an itch that needs scratching?
She's got this cute detail where her detective vision is her goggles, so when she switches between them, her goggles go on and off. Everything about her is new and unique, so why isn't she number 1? Her only problem is that she struggles with stealth a little bit. She only has 3 gadgets and no cape, so she can't glide, and her climbing is a bit slower than the normal grapple hook. Other than that, I think she's a great character.
Screw him.
If you know me, then you know that I love Tim Drake as Robin. He's one of my favorite characters in anything. I remember playing Lego Batman 2 and 3 and loving how Robin was always the funny guy that kept Batman grounded, and since then, I've loved Robin. Also, Teen Titans, I know that was Grayson, but he stole Tim Drake's weapons, so I consider that like a mix of all the Robins, whatever. So, how do they handle him in the Arkham games? He was introduced in Arkham City with his own DLC story called Harley Quinn's Revenge. Fast forward to Arkham Knight, where he has a greater role in the story, and you can even play as him briefly. He even got his own DLC mission again called Flip of a Coin. It's pretty short, but there are some nice bits of dialogue thrown in there.
You know, technically this is still our honeymoon, Barb. We should be on a beach. Honeymooning.
Who needs a tropical island when you've got a waste disposal facility to infiltrate?
Where is he?
I ain't scared of you.
Where?
Okay, I'll talk. He's in the main office, I swear.
Not bad, huh?
Very scary, honey.
It also added one of my favorite stealth maps in the series, Trash Compactor. Robin has completely new animations, a couple new gadgets, and completely new specials. Robin has batarangs, a zip kick, hacking devices, smoke bombs, at least in Arkham City. I don't know why they took him out of Night. He's got this new thing called the Snap Flash, which you can attach to the back of enemies and detonate it manually whenever you want to knock all surrounding enemies down. He's also got the Bullet Shield, which, you guessed it, blocks bullets until this meter fills up and then it stops working, I guess. One thing that I really like about Robin is that he feels like Batman's protege, like he's learning from him. He is the closest thing to Batman without being a direct copy like Azrael or Batgirl. He doesn't have everything Batman has because he's still learning and mastering his skills. And mostly he's just here because I'm a super Robin fan.
So, in conclusion, what? Sorry, dude. Video's over. Maybe next time I'll look at these games in full. You know, maybe even the Switch versions.
No.